everyone, welcome back to Local Living. I'm Anna Christina. It's time for Giving Local, where we like to highlight people within communities doing great things for their communities, and one of them has joined us today. He's an inspiring individual. This is Orrin Checkmate Hudson. How you doing?
Oh, best day of my life.
Yes.
You know why? I get to meet Miss Texas and
touch
me to make sure I'm not dreaming.
There you go.
Just want to make sure I'm dreaming.
Oh, well, thank you for the compliments. And listen, you are a very inspiring individual. You have motivated me just talking to you within the break. Something that you're doing is pretty amazing. You have reached over 75,000 children. Your goal is 1 million through your organization called Be Someone, besomeone.org if you want to check that out. Tell me a little bit about your background. I know you were a state trooper. You were also in the Air Force. You're Air Force vet. Tell me how all of that kind of brought you to the point where you're at right now.
Well, 7 people were shot in a robbery for $2,000, and I said to myself, bad things happen when good people fail to make boss moves. I made a boss move and started Be Someone to teach young people to put brains before bullets and to think it out, don't shoot it out. The only way to fight is to use your head. Absolutely,
and you're using the game of chess to really teach kids valuable lessons. How did this come about? I find it a pretty interesting story. You talk about one teacher. Tell everybody about that.
James Edge, a white teacher in an all-black high school, Hayes High School in Birmingham, Alabama, pulled me to the side and said, listen, you need to start thinking for yourself. I said, what do you mean? He said, you're following a follower. I said, tell me what you're saying. He said, well, whatever they say do, you do it. And that was basically true, because they say break in this, you do it. They say do this, you do it. Yeah. I was basically following a follower. He said, I'm going to teach you how to think for yourself. He pulls out a chessboard and say, I'm going to teach you how to play this game. I said, I'm a checker guru. He said, well, checkers, you're using half of the board. Chess, you're using every single square. I'm going to show you how to manage your resources, because the opposite of wealth is not poor. The opposite of wealth is mismanagement of resources. Poor is just a reflection of how you manage your resources.
Well, the tools that you've been given are so important to life, because I feel like a lot of the times people will use circumstances or things that they don't have as an excuse not to get to where they want to be. Why is it important that we take advantage of the tools that we have in front of us?
Because we have everything we need. So it's not about blame, it's about aim. You're born with everything you need. But having is not enough. You have your mind, you have your real talents, you have talents and tools, you have time. And so when you hit the clock, it's ticking on your opponent. And when I hit the clock, it's ticking on him. So you got to be able to manage your time, and you got to think things through. You have everything you need. Your most powerful resource is time. So we want to manage our time, we want to manage our talent and our thinking.
Absolutely. And you know what? You do give credit to your teacher, and I think it's important, and I also heard it in one of your interviews, is that every child is one caring adult away from finding success and being successful.
Every child is one caring adult from being a champion, and I think we need more adults to step up and mentor children. You see a child going astray, do all you can, because that will come back to bless you a millionfold.
Absolutely. It's so important to serve the people around you and really be that voice and inspiration for other kids, because you never know. The breakdown of families, I think, now is at an all-time high, and so when we don't have that foundation, it's important to seek out other people as well. We talk about that, seeking out wise counsel and looking for examples.
In a multitude of counsel, there's safety, and when we all come together as one, we can achieve the extraordinary.
Absolutely. Listen, guys, I don't want you to go anywhere, because when we come back, we're actually going to dive into the book that you wrote, plus you're going to show me a couple of tips and tricks on how to win at chess, but really at the game of life.
Awesome.
Awesome, guys. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more of Orrin. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to Local Living. I'm Anna Christina, and it is Giving Local. We're continuing with Mr. Orrin Checkmate Hudson, the founder of Be Someone. It's besomeone.org if you want to check it out. We were talking about the organization, incredible story about your teacher who inspired you through the game of chess, and now you're going around the country inspiring other children that were in the same position as you.
Right, and just try to be a giver. You know, there's a song about the average white man saying that the sooner you give, the sooner you get to have. So we got to teach people to give. And Elton John said, we all agree as we join the stampede, you should never take more than you give. If you constantly giving, you win every time. Right. You cannot get arrested for giving.
And so many people get upset when they don't get what they want, but they're not either trying or they're not giving first. And so that is a good lesson. I know that you use the game of chess. There's strategy behind it, though. Tell me about that strategy.
The strategy is piece activity. Get all your pieces off the back row as soon as possible. The person who get their pieces off the back row the fastest will win because you're playing with more pieces. And so the pieces on the back row are useless. Get your pieces in the game because the king married the queen. They got married by the bishop. They ran off on a night and they went to the castle and the pawns are the children.
That's right. And so it's important to get out there and use all the tools. Don't hold back for fear.
Give it all you got.
Yes, and I think it's an important lesson because people sometimes hesitate to use all their tools for fear of failure. But Orrin, you love failure.
Every master was once a disaster. Make it okay to fail. I'm the king of failure. I lost more chess games than anyone on the planet, and I brag about it because failure is your friend. The more you fail, the stronger you get.
Hey, that's why I love telling people it took me 5 years to win Miss Texas USA, but through that process, it gave me the ability to grow as a person. And I feel like if God is not putting you in that position yet, you still have room to grow and be refined.
Exactly.
And that's what you love.
And you didn't give up. Persist until you win.
That's right. And so if somebody wanted to get a hold of your book, how could they do that? What's it called? Where can they go?
BeSomeone.org. Go to One Move at a Time, How to Win a Chess in Life, BeSomeone.org.
BeSomeone.org. And one of the other cool things is I mentioned he's reached 75,000 kids so far. Your goal is 1 million. It seems like a pretty large feat, but I think that you'll be able to do it. And I feel like people watching can help as well.
Exactly. Go big or go home. I'm committed to helping the young people because I teach the children as though my life depends on it.
Absolutely. And really it does. I think we all need to depend on one another to continue to find the success that we want. I feel like there's always room for growth. And one of the cool things that you mentioned to me during the break was about if you're the smartest person on your team, you need to get
a new team.
A new team. Why is that?
Get around people who can elevate you. Get around people that can see things that you can't see. Oftentimes, I play people or I see other people playing, and they're like, oh, man, the game is over. But they don't even see it because they're not trained to see it.
Right.
So what I do is I teach people how to come to my workshop so that I can show you and take 30 years off of your learning curve.
Well, and you talk about discipline as well.
Yeah, decisions plus discipline is dominion. Decision minus discipline is disaster. You want to think things through. You want to develop discipline. You want to develop focus and concentration.
And don't be one of those group thinkers.
Yeah, group think means you do something that you normally wouldn't do when you're a lot of people. So get around people that can see things you don't see. And when someone says something you know it's not right, say, you know what, I'm not doing that.
Stand against.
Yeah,
Don't be afraid.
I'm not doing none of that because people will come to you with bad advice. People will say, let's kill Moses. You say, no, we ain't killing Moses.
No, yeah.
Well, we were fine building bricks. We're not going to kill Moses. So you got to say, no, we're not doing none of that.
Well, we are accumulation of the choices that we make daily, so it's important that we get around people that are good examples, that set good examples, and so that we have high standards for ourselves. I don't think that we should make excuses when we fail, and neither do you, right?
Don't play the blame game, play the win. Black and white is the same.
That's right, and you are teaching people how to win through this game of chess, which I think is absolutely incredible. Orrin, thank you so much for being in studio with us. We're so excited to have you. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you need to get a hold of him, go to the information on the screen. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to tune in next week for more.
Yeah, Super Bowl.
That's right.
There's never phone booth around here.
We need to go find a phone booth for Orrin. Yes. We'll be back next week. Hopefully we'll find it.